What's up, everybody? I am here. Give me 1 second. I don't have notes. I'm going to let y'all know that now. Everything is going to be top of the head, top of the dome today, which we'll see how that goes. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Make sure that the mic is plugged up. Everything is good to go. I'm just closing all the windows on my computer. Hey, everybody. All right, y'all. I feel like this isn't tight. Okay. All right. Did y'all watch the episode? Did y'all like the episode? Did y'all watch it? Did y'all like it? What did y'all think about it? It was something, right? It was something. It was something. I typically like I typically like these like after the whatever episodes, but I don't know. This one was very disjointed. This one was very disjointed. As promised, I'm going to put a link for you guys to hop on. Those of you that want to. Damn, I don't have my headphones by me. I think I got some. I'm gonna drop a link so you guys can hop on and join later, and then you guys can give your reactions or thoughts or whatever you want to call it about the episode. We'll do that. And I'm gonna get started very quickly here so that the replay people that watch the replay, they don't want to hear me ramble. They like to get right into it. So what I'm gonna do for this one, I'm gonna go through again. Everything's top of the head. I didn't take any notes. We'll go through that. I'll read some of you guys' comments. We can talk about that. And then those of you that want to hop on to the live, you don't have to have your cameras on. But if you guys want to hop on and talk about the episode or what you think about the season so far, we can do that too. All right. Heather said it was awful and was and was. I'm gonna try Heather. All the pressure. Uh, E Greenquist said they can't stand. Oh my damn thing. Said they can't stand the show anymore. Juliet, hey. Thank you, Mario. Hey, Jay. Hey, Bree. Lisa, I'm surprised too. 'Cause I didn't want to watch it last night because it's too many scene jumps. Like I wasn't gonna do it. But then there are a couple of things that I actually do want to talk about from this episode. So she will. She'll find somebody. Hey, Pink. Waiting for Dom and Clint to smash. Not smash. Okay. Disjoint is a college word. I mean, I did go to college. No, disjoint is not a college word. Hey, girl. Hey, Toya. Clint can't catch a break. People have preferences out here. Why would you go on a date with a redhead if it's not your preference? I'm sure she saw a pic of Clint before the date. Production needs to stop. What do I feel like Shaq and Kirsten might wind up together when it's all said and done? Friend boy. All right, y'all. So let's get started. If you are brand new to my channel, I break down TV shows one recap at a time with my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every video. I feel like I said that wrong. Did I say that wrong? I'm tired. I feel like I said that wrong. But if you are a returning person and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I hope that this is the video that tips you over and you join the, what did we decide? The Tamily? I don't like that. It sounds cringy. I don't think I like Tamily. We said we can't do. We'll think of something, y'all. The channel. How about that? All right. So first things first. This is Married at First Sight, season 16. We are still in Nashville. Lord have mercy. Episode 22. This was called what? First dates and swapping mates. All right. So the way I'm gonna break this down is I'm literally just going to go kind of person by person. Then I'll talk about some of the group scenes and then we'll go from there, right? So first things first, Chris and Nicole. We don't care. But Chris and Nicole are now enjoying um newlywed life, I guess we can call it newlywed life without the cameras. So they're getting ready to go on to a trip. They're going to their first wedding together as a married couple. Now Nicole is acting like she ain't never took a date to a wedding. Nicole is acting like she has never had a wedding date, but she wants to know if they're going to dance, if he's going to spin her. She's excited because she does not have to sit and be with the other single women dancing the single ladies, okay? So because of that, she's excited. She just don't know what to do with herself, y'all. Just can't, she just can't take life. Just can't take life. Just so excited that she done found somebody that halfway, maybe sort of somewhat kind of maybe a little bit likes her. Okay. So we then see them later on. They have moved into their apartment. Time to decorate. They're out looking at some furniture. Nicole wants this very gaudy, tacky gold chair that I guess would be cute if she was, I don't know, if it was like, let's say that Nicole had her own house, right? I think it would be cute if it was like in like a sitting room or maybe an office or something like that. But when you are in an apartment and you're with your husband, he don't want that gold chair because it's not going to match anything. That is definitely like a statement piece, an accent piece. You know what I mean? It's not something that we just get and put into like the living room. So they are talking, looking at different furniture. Chris is saying that he wants to spend between, I don't know. What did he say? He said between like $1,000 to $2,000, which is typical for a couch. I think I paid like $1,400 for my couch, but that's like typical for a couch. They're in a store where they have up to $8,000 couches. Now look, what y'all need to do is sit down and create a budget. And I feel like y'all should have put together like a budget on what y'all are going to spend before y'all even went to go look at the furniture, because they have very different fiscal habits. So Nicole is a person that when she said when she sees something, she go get it. She buys it in 7 different colors, which is fine if you can afford it and your bills are paid and all that other stuff is taken care of. So I don't get on anybody's spending. I don't look in anybody's pocket. But there is something to be said when two different people in the marriage, am I in frame? When two different people in the marriage both want different things or both have different ideas of spending. And that's something that they should have talked about probably before staying married. An example is Nicole wanted to get like a big ass magnifying glass that she saw at, was she like Home Goods or something? And she wanted. Now, the way people on Twitter was like, that's stupid. It's not, if she's going to have the proper decor with it, right? People have built in bookshelves, people decorate their houses all the time. I see nothing wrong with her wanting to get the oversized magnifying glass. I know which one she's talking about because I have seen it. But you have to have the decor that matches it. And I feel like Nicole just wants this magnifying glass to put in the middle of the coffee table. She's going to surround it by a trio of pineapples and then probably something else random that she saw at the store. So they really need to sit down and talk about how we're going to decorate, how we're going to want to do this. Chris mentions that his couch only costs $300. Also not okay. Where'd you get your couch from? Where are you finding a couch worth a damn that's $300? I bought my furniture during COVID when stuff was cheap, right? We know now that we are on the other side of the pandemic that stuff is pricey. Stuff is expensive. Stuff is expensive. Inflation is killing us, and it's not going to change anytime soon. That I feel like that's really all for Chris and Nicole. Not a lot about them. Not a lot that. Uh, not a lot about them um whatsoever. Exactly. A magnifying glass is nice in like an office setting, or if she had like a little reading nook, or if they have like a little corner or something like that. So a bad it's not that it's a bad purchase, but it just has to make sense. It just has to make sense. I saw a lot of people on Twitter being like, it's stupid. Y'all don't decorate your houses? I got a lot of random stuff in here. Look at this. Look at this. On my bookshelf. Right? Like, people buy things, but it has to make sense. It matches this other stuff that's over here on my bookcase. So it's not that, it's not that you can't buy stuff like that. It just has to make sense, and it has to make sense for the both of y'all. And Nicole is still, Nicole wanted to be married, but Nicole is thinking as a very single woman right now. You know what I mean? So then Kirsten. Kirsten is going through it, y'all. Kirsten is mourning her marriage, ain't she? So Kirsten goes and meets up with a career coach. So she wants to fully immerse herself into work. She wants to work on herself, work on her business, work on furthering that type of stuff. So if that's what Kirsten wants to do, that's great. What I did kind of find annoying is how much everybody was like, no, you have to get out and get back out there and date. Kirsten was actually fully involved in her marriage. So 2 weeks later, she's not going to be out dating, right? So we see her, anybody that would listen, she's complaining about the fact that Shaq cried during telling her no. Yeah, we all turned a blind eye about it, girl, but at this point, it happened, it's done. You said you didn't want to talk to her. You didn't want to talk to him anymore, so be done with it. We see her go with Jasmine to go look at an apartment. So Jasmine is finally going to move out of her parents' house. Kudos to her. And she's looking at this apartment. I saw some people saying, isn't Kirsten a real estate agent? Yeah, they don't rent apartments. They sell houses, y'all. Kirsten just went like out of good faith. Out of good faith. Yes, she was. She was involved in her marriage. Kirsten, did she give 1,000% every single day? No, but she was definitely involved in her marriage. She absolutely was. Just not to the level of following Shaq to and fro around the world. So it wasn't enough for him, but she was involved in that marriage. So they're out with Jasmine. They're looking at this apartment, and Jasmine is in her I'm a bad bitch mode, and she's talking about how she's gonna press resume on a pause that she had before the show. Here's my thing with Jasmine. Jasmine, and I know y'all gonna start thumbsing down the video, I don't care. Jasmine really showed us during this episode, Jasmine showed us, confirmed, reestablished, reminded, threw in our faces that she does have low self-esteem. Jasmine is fishing. Jasmine is fishing for compliments. Even though nobody in this world is saying that Jasmine is ugly or anything like that, she used this entire episode to try to convince herself that she's attractive. So Jasmine sat up there and said that, yeah, I'm just going to, reconnect with the guy that I was dating before, I came onto the show. So my thing is, if you were talking to this guy that you seemingly liked, that liked you back, Why did you sign up for the show? Why didn't you just keep talking to him? You know what I mean? To me, that doesn't make sense. Jasmine is on some, I'm about to get back out there. I'm about to get into the streets and I'm going to do this and I'm going to get my bad bitch. Okay, girl, go get your back cracked. Fine. But like, you're doing too much on top of the fact that everything that Jasmine was involved in just looked fake. So then later we're with her friend boy, which what the fuck is a friend boy? Just say he's your male friend. Say he's the guy you're dating. Say he's your friend. Her friend boy? That, and you know what? When she said friend boy, I promise y'all that is when I closed my laptop and said, I'm not taking notes on this shit because this is stupid. So we see Jasmine on the date with her friend boy, who I don't know if he didn't sign a waiver to be on the show. My opinion, my opinion is that this was fake. We watched Jasmine go on a fake date with her friend boy. This is how it's fake. This is supposed to be a guy that she was talking to and just put a pause on, okay? This was a pause, and then I hit a resume. You sent a hey big head message, right? So this is her hey big head message. She's out with this guy, but she's trying to hide him from what? What are you hiding him for? If you do want to hide him, why are you filming with this? It would have been more fulfilling, more entertaining to watch Jasmine go shopping for her apartment. To watch Jasmine, sell a dog or two. But the fact that Jasmine did all of this to try to convince us that she can pull niggas when nobody said that she couldn't is embarrassing. I was embarrassed for her. So she's sitting on this date with a guy that she knew in college, that she has been connecting with. That agreed to go on a date with her. And what does she do? So you find me attractive, right? Girl, what? What? Because now I apparently have to ask that shit. Well, no, you don't have to ask that, Jasmine, because y'all are on a date. I think Jasmine forgot that you signed up to marry a stranger. There was no guarantee that that stranger was going to be attracted to you. It was a 50-50 chance that he would or he wouldn't. So you sitting up here asking this man who had a very scripted answer of, how could you ask me that? I'm offended. Nigga, shut up. You sound stupid just like she did. Both of y'all sound and look stupid. That's why he wanted his face concealed. That's why. Like, the entire scene should not have happened. It made Jasmine look so bad. It reaffirmed that you don't have high self-esteem. It reaffirmed that you don't love yourself because you were still putting on airs. What were you trying to prove in this moment? What were you trying to prove? You know what I mean? Like, Lord have mercy. Am I alone in this? And I know that y'all love Jasmine. Y'all think I hate Jasmine and I love Eros. But no, let's call a spade a spade. That was such a cringy, fake, scripted scene. Then to make matters even worse, to the icing on the cake, she leaned over the table and kissed him. What? I ain't never been on a date in the restaurant and I leaned over and kissed his ass. He should be leaning over and kissing you, Jasmine. You know, I hate to see when black girl magic just fizzles like this. Just fizzles like this. This was so cringy. Then she's telling Kirsten, girl, you need to put yourself first and put yourself first and get some self-esteem. Work on it. Work on it, Jasmine. Because let's be real. It's not even like Eris said she was ugly. Aries just said he is not attracted to her. He himself is not attracted to her. And you know what? That's okay. Gina wasn't attracted to Clint. Kirsten wasn't attracted to Shaq initially. Chris wasn't attracted to Paige. Karen wasn't attracted to Miles. Johnny wasn't attracted to Bao. It happens. Alyssa wasn't attracted to Chris. She was a bitch, but still, she wasn't attracted to Chris. It happens. Jasmine is acting like Eris called her what is it, the color purple, you show is ugly. That's how she's behaving. When literally nobody said that. You sitting up here with friend boy. The fuck is that? Ain't Jasmine in her 30s? What the fuck is a friend boy? I'm getting upset. Getting upset. Clint. Clint is going on a date. Well, he meets up with Dominique first. Meets up with Dominique, and Clint is obsessed with getting a dog. If you don't just go buy a fucking dog, Clint, I don't know why Clint is acting like he's trying to buy a unicorn and he has to go try out and meet all these different unicorns or mermaids. Shout out to Halle Bailey. I just don't know. Mario, don't get yourself in trouble. I'm not even gonna put it on the screen. Don't get yourself in trouble, Mario. But like Clint is like meeting everybody that got it. Anybody that ever said they had a dog, Clint is trying to meet him, right? So he meets up with Dominique. Why is Dominique here? You didn't even finish the season. Why are you here? During this meetup, Dominique said that she's gonna connect with Gil. I thought you wanted somebody with money. Gil ain't got no money. Gil don't have any money. Mirla told y'all Gil was broke. And y'all tore Mirla to pieces for no reason. I am always gonna be Team Mirla when it comes to Gil. I don't care what y'all say. Gil was awful during that marriage. Nonetheless, Dominique is like, she does a very cringy, hi, my name is Dominique, and I was on Married at First Sight as well, and my marriage did not work, and I think we should connect. I said, girl, what? is that is with is that how you do stuff? Who, Jesus? We know Gil did it just to be on screen, because there's no way that Gil got that message and was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna call her. Like what? It was really giving blink twice if you need help, sis. Why it looked like a hostage video. I couldn't believe it. Meanwhile, Clint goes on a date with this woman, tried to be shady. She's a redhead, and she's slim, and she's athletic. We're gonna have a great time. She's outdoorsy. We're gonna go play some frisbee. I said, okay, go on and play some frisbee. We get there, they're talking. Y'all know what she told him? Jasmine's not 25, is she? Jasmine's 25? No. Jasmine was in her 30s, I think. Or are you talking about Dominique? I don't think Jasmine wasn't 25. So Clint's on this date with this woman, and he was like, so what are your turn off? She was like, red hair. I said, oh. I said, y'all gonna drag her like y'all drag Gina? Or is it just because y'all didn't like Gina because y'all said she had a big mouth? I didn't see that lady getting dragged. I didn't see that lady getting dragged at all. Yeah, Diamond's 25. She shouldn't have been on the show. She's 25. So then Clint is just taking him back. She's fucking red hair. It's a hair color. We know Clint, but I also feel like if you can go around and tell people that you want them to be athletic, then you got to be okay with somebody saying that they don't want you to have red hair. That's just what it is. It's not a direct reflection of you. I don't want to date a man with blonde hair. I don't want to date a black man with blonde hair. Does that mean that I think all men with blonde hair are ugly? No. I'm not attracted to them unless it's Odell Beckham because he's fine. But aside from him, does that mean that I'm saying that every blonde headed man in the world is ugly? No. Clint was ready to pounce on the cameraman. He was so upset. Clint just couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. He was so beside himself with anger. Clint was so beside himself with anger. So that didn't work out with Clint. Who else? Gina. Gina realizes that she needs to work on a work-life balance. I'm glad she realized it now, sis. 8 weeks too late, but hey, you still got time to get better with yourself. So Gina is going to, what did she say? Sedona, which is in Arizona. She's doing for, was that a girls trip? Then she's going to Canada to sell some hair. I said, Gina out here selling weave. Who'd have thunk it? I thought she just did hair. I know Gina was out here, selling bundles. So Gina is going on some trips and stuff. We then see her on a date with McKinley. McKinley's ass sat up there and played in all y'all faces last week. Cause all of y'all was like, yeah, look, McKinley's buying a house. Look at the big house McKinley's buying. McKinley has money. Dominique, you're stupid. Offered McKinley to be like, yeah, I'm gonna take it on back to Michigan. As Dominique said, Dominique was definitely vindicated. McKinley had no intention on staying in Nashville. McKinley moved to Nashville to be on the show. He moved to Nashville to be on the show. That's what it was. And what Married at First Sight needs to do to get past this and to stop people from doing this and making these same rash decisions is it needs to be whatever city we're filming in, you need to have at least a year of residency. Because when you have at least a year of residency, then we don't have these issues. We don't have these issues where somebody is showing up and moving to a city just to be on TV. Case in point, coming up next is Denver. Right after Denver is Chicago. I live in Milwaukee, right? I am in Wisconsin. Chicago was 2.5 hours, 2 hours south of me. You don't want somebody in Milwaukee, somebody like me. Y'all are clowning in the chat with these businesses for blunts and bundles. I saw somebody say weed and wigs. But you don't want somebody from Milwaukee up here to move down or to go down to Chicago 2 months before filming and say, "Oh, I'm from Chicago. I'm here to be on the show." So there needs to be some type of residency requirement because then you avoid Dominique and McKinley's situation where Dominique feels Dominique feels that I don't even think it was that. I think that he has been going from show to show, going from city to city, because he's been following the show. And they finally said, damn, fine. That's what I think happened with McKinley. Because they always have more than enough of a turnout for these shows. It's not like they're exactly picking the best people that they possibly could. So, but have the year of residency. Have that year of residency, and I promise that will weed out people following the show, trying to get onto the show. Do it like when you go vote. Bring in a utility bill. Show your driver's license. I want to see the issue date. Like, there is a way to get around this. Because there are a lot of people that we find out are like, yeah, I just moved to the city, 5 or 6 months ago. And your first thought was to get married, huh? Your first thought was not to go out into the city and meet people. I have been in Nashville. I'm in Nashville almost every year. So it's not like there aren't places for McKinley to go out and meet people. You moved to Nashville to be on the show. Nonetheless, Gina and McKinley go out on a date to make lattes, which looked fun. Didn't Gina used to be a barista or something? Is that what she used to do? They're out, they're doing that. They sit down to talk. Gina's okay with the distance because Gina don't want to be in a relationship for real. Gina is dating and married to her salon. And until Gina works on her work-life balance, then Gina doesn't need to be doing anything else, right? Is that everybody? Oh, Aries. Um, did we even get an update from him? He's back dating. He said that he sent out when they were with the guys. Oh, Shaq. Shaq's grandmother died, so he is not in this episode. Um, Kirsten said that she reached out to him. People were shocked by that. Why? She was married to him. She met his grandmother. I'm sure she's talked to his grandmother. I would look at her differently if she didn't reach out and offer, and extend her condolences. So then we get to group scenes. The first group scene is with the guys. Chris, thick ass, was out there getting musty, running around in that sweater like that. I said, "You doing too much, Chris. Go on and sit down and casually throw the football like everybody else. Why are you running like this? Why are you running like this?" Kwame wasn't chasing the show. That's a big misconception. Kwame was living in the DC area when Married at First Sight was doing that season years ago. Kwame now lives in Portland, and the Seattle show was open to Portland because there were not enough contestants. So it's a big misconception that he was chasing the show. He actually wasn't. And I don't even like Kwame at all. I do not like Kwame at all, but Kwame he wasn't chasing the show. So the guys are all together and they start talking about, has anybody been sleeping around or anything like that. Both Aries and Clint said that they both hurried up and had sex. Only one person caught hell on Twitter. Only one. Only one person caught hell on Twitter. Just like when the show first started, and both Clint and Aries said that they had both had sex within the 2 weeks prior to their marriage, and only one caught hell about that. I can't say which one because y'all will say that I just like him and I'm defending him, but I just point out the facts. That's it. I just point out the facts. Little bit of opinion, a lot of facts though. So the guys are all doing that. Clint said that the sex was passionate and sensual and everything you could ever want. And they were like, "Are you dating this person?" Clint was like, "No, it's just sex. You just had random sex that was passionate." Bye, Clint. Bye, Clint. This entire episode was really full of everybody trying to show how much they have moved on. Hey, C Perk. How much they have moved on from their spouses or their exes. How much better they are. Like, forgetting that it's been 2 weeks, y'all. It's been 2 weeks. What are y'all trying to prove to anybody? It has been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the ladies are all together and they're picking flowers. Why is Dominique there again? She really don't need to be with anybody. But they are the ladies are all there picking flowers. Kirsten is still mad that Shaq was crying. Kirsten gonna have to get over it. Kirsten is hurt. Kirsten is embarrassed. Kirsten wanted to be married. So Kirsten is, I should have been the one crying. We know. You said that already. We get it. Jasmine is like, "Yeah, I bet Aries sent a big head text, much like you did to Friend Boy, right? Much like you did to Friend Boy." That's the message that was sent. The same hey stranger, the same what's up big head, the same one that Aries sent is the same one that you sent to Friend Boy. So what are you complaining about? You're not that upset because you let this man walk your dog. A man that said that he does not like dogs. You trusted your dog, your money, your money maker. You trusted them with the dog. Okay. Okay. So the ladies are all there and they decide to call Gina. They're asking Gina, Nicole decides to call Gina. They're asking Gina about dating McKinley right up in Dominique's face. Right up in Dominique's face. I don't like anybody on this show. I like Kirsten. She's the only person in. I do like Clint. I would never date Clint. Clint's personality is not for me, but I think Clint is cool to kick it with. And I feel like that was really it. Oh, I forgot. Clint did acknowledge that he has too much of a personality for Gina, but he also pointed out that it's not it's just that he's a lot and he thinks that Gina is used to being the spotlight, which I agree with. So Gina hangs out with people beneath her. And when I say beneath her, she hangs out with her employees. So when you're constantly hanging out with people that look up to you for guidance or for something in some capacity, you are basically always the star. So the fact that Gina hangs out with people that she employs and that she teaches and trains, yeah, Gina is used to being the focal point. I don't think that, how can I phrase this? I think Clint was correct that Gina was just not used to not being the spotlight, but I think it was really just your personality didn't mesh with her. I think that's just it. I don't think that Gina has a horrible, boring personality like some people think. I think that Gina is an introvert that got matched with an extreme extrovert and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. But I think there is some truth to Gina being used to being the one that everybody's gathered around because that's the life that she does. But I don't think that she was like, oh, Clint gets too much attention. I don't like him because of that. I don't think that's it at all. Right? Did I miss anything, y'all? I feel like that was the whole thing. And then next episode, it really looks like Clint is trying to take her dog, which I'm really gonna hope that that's not the case because I don't want to see it. But then we see that Dominique and Clint are they kiss. But did y'all notice behind Dominique and Clint kissing, Eris is holding Jasmine. They are in each other's arms during this entire scenario. So Jasmine, you are just further showing that your self-esteem is in the dumps, sis. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't. I don't know why. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. That was really it for the episode. I don't think I missed anything more. Nothing that's like of great importance, at least. This was the least likable cast. Chris looks shell shocked. Maybe he does not like the cameras. He don't like Nicole. I don't think it's the cameras. He don't like Nicole.